All right, we're back with episode 2. We're going to be talking about how to scale to 8 and 9 figures in revenue by expanding to multiple avatars. So to begin with, what does that even mean?
What that means basically is that you're creating specific ads for specific subsegments of your audience. To give you an example, barefoot shoes. Brands selling barefoot shoes, they're targeting the same audience, right? But within that audience, there are subsegments, and one of the ways you can categorize these subsegments could be for use case. Some people might want to use the same barefoot shoes for just to grow their calves, and some other people might want to use them just to feel grounded.
Yeah, that's a great example. And basically, it's like the same product. You don't have to change the product. You just have to change the way it's positioned and the way that you talk to the audience. So you could have a subset of ads speaking to those who want bigger calves, and very different ads to those that are going to be, wanting the shoes to be grounded, right? Those are very completely different avatars. Maybe there's some crossover, but if you just try to speak to one whole audience and try to categorize everyone into one big group, you end up speaking to no one, right? So it's all about being more specific. So I guess why? I think it's obvious, but why should I spend the time separating out my audiences when I could just create some ads and, it would be much easier to just create a bunch of ads to speak to a bunch of different people at once.
Yeah. Comes down to effectiveness, because the way the ad delivery system works is that each ad is going to be targeting very different audiences, right? So, and by doing this, you're allowing the algorithm to optimize for these different audiences, because the people that are engaging with the specific ads targeted to them, it's going to lead to lower costs for you. And in the end, it's going to also lead to, better performance on your ads.
Yeah. I think about if you see an ad that's very specific to a pain point, the customer doesn't have to think of, is this going to work for my problem specifically? No, you're talking directly to that problem and the solution, the outcome that they want. So when you do that, you're going to increase the conversion rate. Now, with the downside, or if you can call it a downside, is that, each of these subsegments are going to be smaller than, if you were to put out a mass message in terms of your potential market that you can address. But it's all about being able to convert all those segments. As I said, having one message that's broad and general, you're going to convert some people, but you're going to reach a ceiling and a plateau with your ad performance very soon. So I guess coming into the how can you actually implement this? First of all, how do you even come up and find which avatars you should, target in the first place?
Yeah. It's all about research. That's the answer that everyone says, but it is true. It comes down to research, that foundational research that you did at the beginning of, you're getting into this market, but also the ongoing research. And what that means is you're always reading your reviews, because in the reviews, you might find these nuggets of specific people saying that I'm using this because it helped me do this or achieve this. Right? And so reviews, Amazon reviews as well, even if it's not your product. Talking to your customers, that's another one that's great. Sometimes you can even send an email just asking, hey,
survey question.
Survey, yeah. Post-purchase surveys as well. So all of these different sources are going to help you find these avatars. And the key is always be looking for them.
Looking, yeah. Always be researching. It's if you're a salesman, always be closing. If you're a marketer, always be researching.
Yeah.
And Agora Financial, $1 billion company, I'm sure you guys know Agora. They're probably one of the best in the world of direct response. They internally in their team, they preach research. Research, all about the research. And a lot of times it's the boring work that most people aren't willing to do. But what that does is it presents an opportunity for the people that are willing to do the research to unlock those segments and unlock that scale. So I think this is a jam-packed. We want to keep these videos short, sweet, to the point, so that you don't have to sit through an hour podcast episode to get one nugget that applies to your business. Instead, we want to keep these short and just give you the value, no fluff. Is there anything else you want to add about scaling avatars?
Nope. No, I think that's covered everything.
All right, guys, let us know if you like this format. Very quick, to the point. As I said, we don't want to beat around the bush here. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.